Hey everybody, Mr. Chaffin here. I don't know about you, but I'm really missing being in class with you guys. This quarantine business is for the birds. And so, anyway, I thought I might post something that could hopefully facilitate a little more interaction between me and you based on video responses and stuff like that. So, you'll notice, hopefully, you noticed that a couple days ago, I posted through Skyward and a Google Classroom announcement the ways that you can go sign up for an app called FlipGrid. Okay, so FlipGrid is a video response app that allows students to essentially record video responses to questions posed by their teacher. Okay, so if you haven't checked that out already, go look at those instructions, get signed into the right grid. You'll need your Dickinson Apps account, just like with everything else. Sign in with your Google account, use the flip code I gave you, or the grid code, and that'll get you into the right class, okay? So what I'm hoping to do is pose a question that I was thinking about really since all this started. I've been thinking about it for a few days now, but I really wanted to see how I can relate it back to our learning, our curriculum, and I thought it was pretty cool. Because we talk a lot about coronavirus and it sounds exclusively scientific, medical, all these other things, but then I really started thinking, who is leading the effort against the coronavirus and in really any other medical emergency as well? And the idea is this: it's government, it's levels of government that kind of on behalf of the people lead the charge against an outbreak like we're seeing right now. And so I started thinking, how can we relate this to what we've learned? And I started thinking, oh, I have it. Dun, da, da, da. Federalism. Okay, so in case you've forgotten, federalism is where the federal and state governments basically take all government power that there can be, and this is y'all's favorite part, they share it. They divide it, okay? And so some power goes to the federal government and some power goes to the state government. And so really what I wanted to pose to you guys is a very simple question. As you've been keeping up with things in the news and on social media and everything else, what are some things that you've seen that only the federal government has had the power to do? And what are some things that state and local governments have had the power to do? Okay, so there's certainly things in other states that are being handled a little bit differently, even in Texas. And so, and there's also things that the federal government can do that no state can do on its own because it doesn't have that type of authority. So what I'm going to do is post this question in FlipGrid and see what type of video responses I get, because I would love to hear your voice and your thoughts on, basically how the different levels of government can in fact respond to a medical emergency like we're seeing with the coronavirus. And so I want to stay away from, I'll be real honest, I want to stay away from making it a political question or a political statement in your answer. So I'm much less interested in sort of your idea of how the government's doing or what they should be doing or anything like that, or the people in charge of the decisions. That's less of what I'm interested in. What I'm most interested in is knowing that you can actually kind of spot the differences between the two, because there are in fact many differences between the responses between the levels of government. And so what I want to know as a teacher is, this has been a long time since we talked about federalism. It's one of our flip rocks, okay? And so I would like to see, can you apply this principle to a real world situation? Okay, so I'll state the question really clearly again, that way we can kind of be on the same page once it's posted in FlipGrid. What are some things that only the federal government has been able to do in response to the coronavirus? And then sort of a second question based off of that, what are things that state and local governments have been able to do as well that may be different from or in addition to what the federal government has mandated? Okay, so if you would, I'm going to post probably 1.5 to 2 minutes as a video length. Don't feel obligated to take up that full 1.5 or 2 minutes, but I think that's plenty of time for you to sit down and talk about your thoughts on this topic. Okay, can't wait to hear what y'all have to say, and certainly we hope to do more things like this in the future. Peace.